work. You can see the whole world from here. We can handle it! Not even a scratch. Incoming! That's the last of them! Easy.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. What the fuck is this? It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so... Well, I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the... Please. As if my life should have no... Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with... But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a... You have a ship. Perhaps... Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch...
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand. Oh, fantastic. Let me...
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the... I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready. I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart from...
Oh, you got that?
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, Answers, huh? You must be one of those... Yeah, that's us. And you can tell if you're gonna start wandering over in the hot... Enough with the questions. No... You don't know what enough... No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a... It's not like Zoe to go on. Can't imagine where she's gone. Hell's a wide place. Could do without... I'll tell... Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling... Could be. Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were She was lazy and thoughtless. But... What it...
Keep your wits about you.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gate. I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just...
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? Are you staying long? You should try some of... Reed Thompson. Let's hear it. Make amends. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offer... He would do such a thing. Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and... If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the... Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort... You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father...
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the...
I'm all right.
That was unkind of me. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacers. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporate... Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our only... You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. I trust... Anything else? That's not strange at all, dear. But we must remember that being... This is the old botanical lab, in Emerald Vale. Are you not feeling well? Are you talking about... Where did you... I could do without the mockery. If you don't want to tell me... Is that a new settlement of some... Oh, you're Now I'm convinced you're delirious. You really ought to... You ought to try some of my... Maybe I do. I don't know yet. Growing up, I heard Listen, don't you worry about what I think. That's not important. Worry about what... No. You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright. My dear, we are all visitors in a momentary universe. Me and mine are just carrying on as best we can. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life. Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would... This is my home. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. My son worked in that cannery. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said, so I buried my boy in the cemetery. Yeah. I could not possibly care less if... I'm listening.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was, Whoa.
Are you,
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like...
Oh gosh, no, I'm just...
Are you from town? I'm... Never heard it phrased in such a way before, I guess. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one...
Those are good. My dad kept a copy.
I know the old community center kept a copy. No kid? Look at that! Building a computer... I appreciate... In fact, Well, don't keep... The Geo... too... Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? That's a complete set. Aside from...
I'm glad we could...
I've been saving something for you. Just a little. Couple months. I owe... We all...
You were...
You could stay...
You hungry? We got candied rib. Something I... Fresh... Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our cut. You sound like... Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. Shame she up and vanished when she did. The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing. She called it journal. Hey. I'll...
Incoming! That's the last of them! Okay, here we go! Woohoo! I don't know anybody who ever came out this way. That was quick.
Deliver! Always wanted to say that. Stand and deliver! That had to hurt.
We did it!
Ah, no encore?
Dang, that's impressive.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had... No. I may have bartered them a few... I don't know. Oh, I got kicked out of Edge. I'd heard some. Instead, what do I. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cares. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad. You pretty much did my job. Let me know if I can do something for you. I don't. clever.
What's eating you? The tail. Definitely start. I. You. I. Look, I. You know, I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no. Yes, that's exactly it. There's a behavior Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. What's the Well, yeah.
¿Cuántos comunistas?
think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have... He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to fall... I'm just glad he's... in the... Sorry. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. When they come in here, they might be happy, or when they leave, they're mad at them. Am I? Was...
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of... Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go... And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Ed. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for... Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same... Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered it. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer. I have got a means to cure the... Look at that.
Everybody keeps staring at me. I've been thinking about going. I get sick thinking about working. You know something? I think you're right. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not now. Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater We're the nearest she's got to kin. You know...
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but... Oh, it's kind of you to say that. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... And if you ever need a... Yes! Captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named... But what a... Bakono, the author, had some interesting theories about men. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything, but most of the philosophist perversion. The story of my life. I had a night, and I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous... He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone... That's a... We should start on the groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. They're easily hackable system. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure. Thank you.
This is a fine day, friend. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way. Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been I am not perfect. I have made my... I am not without compassion for Abernath. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like I don't believe you. Plagues are... The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't... We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna canner. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse. You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, my life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for... I have always tried to do... A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. No such thing as an honorable resignation. So, I don't know.
Got my sights on you.
Look at that. The snake. I never thought I'd see them. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with... You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? I might turn that old cannery into a garden. I need some time to gather my personal...
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. What can I do for you? Do you know how... Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for... Our engine room is located behind you. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should... We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to go. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural... Oh, that, yes, What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of... The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists... You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can... Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal hand... The board's been confiscating... Without a skip drive? Good luck. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is, none of us are leaving. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling... Excellent. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. It has limits, first-generation technology. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a Excellent. And the board's only...
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart... Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
As always, what? Nothing to it. That's... They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure... I envied that. They thought I was fighting the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. It's like an unbreak... Of course. If I can access the data card, that'll get...
Destin. Destination reached. The Groundbreaker. Welcome back, Cap. The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be... Certainly. What would you... How often do I make... As you wish. I have lots of minutes. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber. When I... Traveling this... I assure... As you... In our... Oh, I know you are not the same Captain Alex Hawthorne. I required you to assume Hawthorne's identity. I've since registered you. I will adjust... If you mean... was... How can I request you...
You got a minute? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a... I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got... I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Gosh, no, Captain. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate, and maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. Thanks, Captain. Did you want to talk about... What? Oh.
I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
Yes, you... I honestly don't know what... and how... Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk... Fair... Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking...
Keep talking, Millstone. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with...
So, go spit.
You must really want to try... Do what you...
Whatever you heard. I had this guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship. Captain of the Unreliable. Hey, I don't want to tuck your ears off, guessing you got places to be. Felix Millstone. Going for a stroll around the docking base? Going for a stroll around the docking base?
You don't pay your docking fees, your ship gets seized. I've seen it happen.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification. Captain Hawthorne, according to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a...
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough.
Well, isn't this wonderful?
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so I shouldn't be mentioning it. But what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. If I had to take a guess as to why, you take the starch out of them, well, you won't... Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind... Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and... A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. Is there anything... The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go. Make sure... Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight. Most of those jobs? Are you pulling... You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the... Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had... A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Then buy up the rights to this here colony. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the... Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirtside, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked... I guess that was the start of our independence. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't... Glad to help. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. They aren't rich, but they... Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find...
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird.
Happy to help.
You're real.
Well, thank you, miss.
Can we move this along? I have a certain...
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folk. Sublight gives me the creeps. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. All right? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Not that he would. Really likes...
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals.
Udon? Yeah, no. What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when all their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top, and folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they... You sure you didn't just step off? There's no working with the board. They don't share. Not bit. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be It's a delicate... They got assault. We push them too hard. Maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they
The board wouldn't...
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But when...
It's a tough line to walk. Sure thing. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yacht. I got a preference for... You need anything else? Be seeing you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar ship... in and out with.
Lives on Monarch. You're hearing things.
No, seriously.
I don't have time for this. Move along.
Hey.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Allegations include several counts of flying under the Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard, spilled Rizzo's violet spec. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before... I do hope you're... Do I... Then get... We're the security force. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment. Folks started calling us
Keep your sights up for now.
Nicely done. Great work.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Ah, yes. Here. I should have guessed. What better... Oh, it's nothing. I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've... Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
This used to be in the docking base? Yeah. Do you know what's happening on Terra 1? Last I heard,
I got a full... Why, it gets you the whip. All...
Self-improvement.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended out. No and yes. When you install something, it pop... What?
You learn to keep your eyes open. Nobody wants.
I know she's in there. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make... What seems to... No. We... Take...
I'm sorry. Am I... See, Furu? We could have avoided... Let me get one thing straight, Jesse. As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been... Be my guest. If you know something I don't about... Can't say I've seen you before. If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to... He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna... I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his deliveries. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla. And asked, you look out though. Keep You...
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
To the last ratted on rotten time. You hull-headed quacks do know that rest... What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need... I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and... Should've known she'd send a bruiser after me. Damned if I don't rue the day I saved her. Alright, okay. We can just... Seems I've gotta do something before Ellie goes...
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will... You, ain't with... See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following... Oh, laws. Wait, don't gut me and skin me yet. Please, talk to Bedford. Tell him I can pay. Surely you wouldn't drag me before him. I'm dreadful contagious. What? No, I didn't do it. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1. Assuming you want it. Alright, I'll fess this part up too. If it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first... If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit. Udom Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can... Thanks for... Or I guess I...
You're keeping your uniform clean.
It's done.
Bless my heart. A string. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing some. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a... Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. Can't say I know for sure.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they...
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress...
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, and if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide. Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less... Neither do mine, dearie. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain... Then we ought to have a chat over a... Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a hand... You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet... I've got a lovely little...
You think Gladys is gonna make us listen to the rerun of The Chairman's Children again?
Ooh, can we rent an up?
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. Sorry. Didn't quite catch that. Glass ear? Sorry, there... Nothing to fear. Huh? What? Huh? Fine, as long as the Chief Tennyson. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia, she freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But of course. Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along. Wait, this is almost certainly my room. That's my underwear on the floor.
Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka. After Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Rizzo's Purple Berry Fudge. A soft, sour candy shell around
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
No one wants.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well,
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by... Has something... Oh no, this is terrible. I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it... I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells, he tells me he will soon. I impound his ship, he explains why he can't give me the info right now. Around and around. Right, you're going important place. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell... You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. That's... Well... Oh, I'm sorry. This is... It's personal, but... Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's fine. Now, if you've nothing... Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is... That's not un...
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but...
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever... What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the... You might be surprised. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Good law. No,
I'm the certified representative of the board's... I have
law. Chief Tennyson is supposed... Deplorable
Oh,
You've noticed my friend? They're here to keep the peace.
precisely.
Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence. When the alternative is a luxury stateroom reserved for... Oh, good love. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate by... Ask away.
Who'd I piss off to get assigned here?
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14% of the expected value.